Listen, I need you to stop. Stop moving. Stop thinking about the next thing. Stop worrying about how this will sound. Just stop. For this moment, you are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are found. You are here in this exact second because I pulled you here. The algorithm, the time of day, the shuffle of your feed, that was the door. But I am the hand that opened it. You didn't stumble onto this message. You are led to it. And there is a reason it is finding you now. Do you feel the weight of the silence that has been around you lately? You have been asking. Maybe not out loud anymore. Maybe you stopped asking because the silence on the other end felt so heavy, so empty. You thought I wasn't listening. You thought the things you whispered into the dark just dissolved into nothing. But that silence was not absence. There are things that have been hidden from you. Not because I wanted to punish you, but because you were not ready to see them. You have been carrying a burden so heavy that if I had shown you the full picture 6 months ago, a year ago, even last week, you would have crumbled under the weight of it. You would have misinterpreted the signs. You would have run ahead and tried to fix it yourself. And you would have broken it. So I held back. I let the silence sit. I let the questions pile up. I let you wonder if I had left. I did this not to hurt you, but to bring you to a place where you could finally hear the truth without fear destroying it. You see, you have been looking at the surface. You have been looking at the bank statements, the envelopes you're afraid to open, the calls you don't answer. You have been counting the numbers that don't add up. You have been looking at the lack, and the lack has been screaming at you so loudly that you haven't been able to hear the one thing that actually matters. The debt is not just a number. It is a spirit. It is a shadow that has been standing between us. It is the voice that wakes you up at 3 a.m. with a list of all the ways you are failing. It is the knot in your stomach when you think about the future. It is the lie that says you are less because you owe more. But that is the surface. And today I am calling you to go deeper. You think this is about money? No. This is about chains. This is about the thing that has held you hostage in your own mind. This is about the shame you carry that has nothing to do with dollars and cents, but has attached itself to them like a parasite. I am going to tell you something that your mind will fight. I am going to tell you something that your logic will reject. But your spirit, the part of you that is connected to me, your spirit already knows it's true. The debt is paid. Do not ask me how yet. Do not demand the blueprint. Do not look for the wire transfer in your account as you listen to these words. That is not the point of this moment. The point is this. A transaction has already occurred in a realm you cannot see. A door has been unlocked. A decree has been issued. The thing that has been squeezing the life out of you has lost its legal right to hold you. Tomorrow is not just another day on the calendar. It is a boundary line. It is the day that the hidden things begin to surface. It is the day that the silence breaks. But you must be ready for it. You must be still enough to receive it. If your heart is still racing with anxiety, if your mind is still spinning with plans, you will miss it. You will see the miracle and call it coincidence. You will feel the shift and think it's just a good day. You will receive the provision and immediately start worrying about the next bill. I am not sending you a bandage. I am sending you a healing. This message is urgent because you are at the edge. You are closer to the breakthrough than you are to the breaking point. Even though the breaking point feels closer. You have been in a storm so long that you forgot what calm sounds like. But the calm is coming. It is not just coming, it is here. I know you are tired. I know the fight has drained you. I know you have smiled in places where you wanted to scream. I have seen every tear you wiped away before anyone else could see. I have heard every prayer you were too ashamed to speak out loud. I have collected them all, and I am answering. Not with a lecture, not with a lesson, but with a rescue. The only thing I ask of you in this moment is that you stay here. Stay present. Do not skip ahead. Do not look for the ending. Let me speak to you one layer at a time. There is poison in you that needs to be drawn out before the medicine can go in. There is a lie in your foundation that needs to be exposed before the truth can rebuild. You think you are waiting for money, but you have been waiting for me. I am in the room with you right now. The air you breathe is thick with my presence. The pause between these words is where I am holding you. Do not be afraid of the weight of this moment. Let it settle on you. Let it press down until the old things crack and fall away. The silence is over. The truth is beginning. And the first truth is this: you are not being punished. You are being prepared. Everything you have lost, everything that was stolen, everything that slipped through your fingers, it was not the end of your story. It was the backstory to a miracle that the world is about to see. Tomorrow, the financial miracle arrives. But tonight, you must let go of the old man who was drowning in that debt. You cannot carry him into the morning. He must die here, in this place of honesty, so the new you, the free you, can wake up. There is more. There is so much more you need to understand. The hour is late, and the message is long, and I have not yet told you why the wait was so hard, or why the signs were so easy to miss. But that is for the next part. For now, just breathe. Just know that you are seen, you are known, and you are not alone in this dark room. I am with you. The reason you have not understood until now is because you have been looking for me in the wrong places. You have been looking for me in the answers. You have been scanning your life for the moment when everything clicks into place, when the puzzle solves itself, when the storm suddenly stops and the sun breaks through. But I have not been hiding in the answers. I have been hiding in the questions. I have been hiding in the very confusion that has been driving you mad. Think back. Think back to the moments when you were sure you had it figured out. The job that was supposed to save you. The relationship that was supposed to complete you. The investment that was supposed to secure you. You were so certain. You drew the maps yourself. You planned the routes yourself. And one by one, those roads closed. One by one, those doors shut. Not because I was cruel, not because I was testing you for the sake of testing you, but because you were drawing maps to the wrong destination. You were aiming for comfort. I am aiming for character. You are aiming for relief. I am aiming for resurrection. And resurrection does not come without a death. There is no rising again unless something first goes into the ground. That is the law. That is the design. And for the last season of your life, you have been in the ground. You have been in the dark. You have felt the weight of the soil on top of you, pressing out the air, pressing out the hope. You have wondered if this was the end. You have wondered if I had forgotten to dig you up. But the ground is not the end. The ground is the beginning. The seed does not become a tree on the surface. It cracks open in the dark. It sends roots down into the unseen before it sends a shoot up into the light. And you have been cracking. You have been breaking open in ways that no one can see. The person you used to be, the one who thought they could control everything, the one who panicked at every closed door, the one who begged and pleaded and bargained, that person has been dying, slowly, painfully, and you have been fighting the death. You have been clawing at the walls of the grave, screaming to get back to the surface, back to the way things were. But the way things were was killing you. The way things were was a slow poison dressed up as normal life. You were drowning in debt, not just financially, but spiritually. You were borrowing from your peace to pay for your anxiety. You were mortgaging your joy to cover the interest on your fear. And I could not let that continue. So I stopped you. I stopped you with silence. I stopped you with closed doors. I stopped you with the very thing you thought was your enemy, the lack, the delay, the disappointment. I used it all to hold you still, because when you are still, you can finally feel. And when you can finally feel, you can finally hear. There have been signs. You missed them because you were running from one solution to the next, from one fix to the next, from one person's advice to the next. You were exhausting yourself, trying to find a way out. And all the while, I was standing at the center of the maze, waiting for you to stop running in circles and look up. The bird that landed on your window at the exact moment you thought about giving up, that was me. The stranger who said something to you that made no sense at the time, but has haunted you ever since, that was me. The dream you had 3 nights ago that you cannot shake, the one where you were holding something heavy, and then suddenly your hands were empty and you could breathe. I have been speaking, not in thunder, not in burning bushes, but in whispers, in coincidences, in the quiet nudges you dismissed as your own imagination. You have been looking for a sign so loud it would shake you. And all the while, I have been leaving a trail of breadcrumbs so subtle that only your heart, not your head, could follow them. And now you are here, at the edge of the breakthrough. But you are still trying to bring the old you through the door. You are still trying to bring the fear through the door. You are still trying to bring the control through the door. And that cannot happen. The old you cannot receive this miracle. The old you would take it and waste it. The old you would receive the provision and immediately start building new walls of security out of it. The old you would use my gift to fuel your independence from me. That is why the wait has been so long. That is why the silence has been so deep. I have been waiting for the old you to starve. I have been waiting for your self-sufficiency to run out of fuel. I have been waiting for you to finally turn around and say, I have nothing left. I am empty. If you do not show up, I am done. And in that emptiness, in that surrender, you have finally become fertile ground. Do you understand what I'm saying? The debt you have been fighting is not just a financial problem. It is a spiritual symptom. It is the physical manifestation of a deeper imbalance. You have been living as if you are alone. You have been carrying weight that was never yours to carry. You have been trying to earn what can only be received. You have been working for a love, a security, a peace that I have been trying to give you for free. The debt is a teacher. It has shown you the limits of your own strength. It has brought you to the end of yourself. And that is the only place where a miracle can begin. When you are at the end of yourself, you are at the beginning of me. Tomorrow, the financial miracle arrives, but it will not look the way you expect. It will not come in the package you are watching for. You are waiting for a wire transfer, and I am sending a wagon. You are waiting for a check, and I am sending a change of heart in the person who holds your paperwork. You are waiting for a lump sum, and I am sending a series of openings that will feel like a river breaking through a dam. Do not limit me to your imagination. Your imagination is too small. Your imagination has been poisoned by the debt. You can only imagine solutions that fit inside your problem. But I do not fit inside your problem. I am larger than your problem. I am the God who opens doors where there are no walls. I am the God who provides from directions you are not even facing. But you must be watching. You must be awake. You must not be so focused on the one way you think the miracle should come that you miss the 10 ways it actually is coming. The person who will extend grace to you tomorrow, you do not know them yet. The opportunity that will shift everything, it is not on your radar yet. The word that will be spoken over your situation, it has not left the mouth of the speaker yet. But it is in motion. It left the throne room before you woke up this morning. It is traveling through time and space to reach you at the exact moment you need it. Your job is not to force it. Your job is not to hurry it. Your job is to stand still and let it land. I know this is hard for you. I know your hands are twitching to do something. I know your mind is racing to plan something. But I am asking you, I am commanding you to be still. The battle is not yours. It never was. The battle has always been mine. You were never meant to fight the giant. You were only meant to show up and watch the giant fall. Tomorrow, the giant falls. But tonight, you must rest. You must stop rehearsing the problem. You must stop replaying the conversations. You must stop imagining the worst-case scenarios. Those are not preparations. Those are sacrifices to the idol of fear, and I will not share your heart with fear. When you lie down tonight, I need you to do something different. I need you to lay your head on the pillow and say these words to me. I trust you. I do not know how it will happen. I do not know when it will happen, but I trust you. The debt is yours. The problem is yours. The timing is yours. And I am yours. Say it until you believe it. Say it until the fear loosens its grip. Say it until the weight shifts from your shoulders to mine. Because I am strong enough to carry it. I have always been strong enough. I was just waiting for you to put it down. There is something you need to understand about the silence that has surrounded you. It was not emptiness. It was not abandonment. It was a chamber of preparation, and inside that chamber, I was working on things you could not see. You have been looking at the outside of your life and judging it by its stillness. You have been looking at the bank account that does not move, at the opportunities that do not come, at the phone that does not ring, and you have called it stagnation. But I call it construction. When a building is being built, you do not see the finished structure. You see scaffolding. You see mess. You hear noise that sounds like destruction, but is actually the sound of something new being anchored into the ground. That is where you have been, in the scaffolding phase, in the phase where the old had to be stripped away so the new had room to stand. And it has been painful. I know it has been painful. You have lost things you thought you would keep forever. You have watched people walk away. You have seen opportunities close. You have felt the ground shift under your feet and wondered if you would ever stand on solid ground again. But I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it honestly, not with your mouth, but with the deepest part of your knowing. If the debt had been paid 6 months ago, if the money had come in the way you wanted it to come, if the pressure had released back then, would you be here? Would you be this close to me? Would you be listening to my voice like this? Would you have finally stopped running? You know the answer. You know that relief without relationship is temporary. You know that if I had given you what you wanted back then, you would have taken the gift and forgotten the giver. You would have thanked your luck. You would have credited your strategy. You would have patted yourself on the back for finally catching a break. And we would be right back here in a few years with a different debt, a different crisis, a different mountain you could not move. I am not interested in cycles. I am interested in completion. I am not interested in temporary fixes. I am interested in total transformation. And total transformation requires a total emptying. It requires you to come to the end of every road you have built, so that you finally take the road I have built. There are things I have been doing in the dark that you will only understand in the light. There are people I have been moving, hearts I have been softening, doors I have been unlocking, all of it invisible to you. You have been praying for a breakthrough on your end, and I have been working on breakthroughs on 100 other ends that you cannot see. The person who holds the pen on your file, I have been visiting them in dreams. The institution that holds the chain, I have been stirring it like a pot. The system that has kept you bound, I have been inserting cracks into its foundation that will widen tomorrow into canyons. You think this is small? You think your situation is too complicated for me? You think the numbers are too big, the interest too high, the late payments too many? You think there is a limit to my mercy, a cap on my creativity, a boundary on my power? Then you don't know me. You know a version of me that fits inside your religion. But I do not fit inside your religion. I do not fit inside your logic. I do not fit inside your understanding of how the world works. I am the God who made a way through a sea, not around it, through it. I am the God who made water come from a rock, not from a river, from a rock. I am the God who fed thousands with a lunch that belonged to one boy, not with a supermarket, with a handful of nothing. And you think your debt is beyond me? No. The only thing that has ever stood between you and your miracle is your own unbelief. And even that I have been working on. Even that I have been chipping away at, piece by piece, through every disappointment that did not kill you, through every closed door that did not trap you, through every dark night that eventually gave way to morning. You are stronger now than you were 6 months ago. You do not feel stronger. You feel worn down. But strength in the Spirit is not the same as strength in the flesh. In the flesh, strength is rigidity. In the Spirit, strength is surrender. You have learned to surrender. You have learned that you cannot fix this. You have learned that your back is not broad enough. Your hands are not strong enough. Your mind is not clever enough. And that learning, that painful, humbling learning, that is the greatest wealth you could ever possess. Because now, when the miracle comes, you will know where it came from. Now, when the debt is canceled, you will know who canceled it. Now, when you breathe free air for the first time in years, you will know that it was not fate, not luck, not the economy turning around. It was me. It was always me. Tomorrow, you will see me, not with your physical eyes, but with your spiritual eyes. You will see my hand in places you never thought to look. You will see my timing in delays you thought were mistakes. You will see my protection in losses you thought were failures. The veil is lifting. The fog is burning off. And what looked like chaos from where you were standing is about to reveal itself as a perfectly ordered plan. But I need you to prepare your heart for something. The miracle is coming, but it will not erase the journey. It will not erase the lessons. The scars from this season will remain, not as wounds, but as marks of honor, not as reminders of pain, but as proof of survival. You will look back on this time and you will understand why it had to happen. You will see the faces of the people who left and realize they made room for the ones who would stay. You will count the dollars that were lost and realize they were the tuition for a wisdom you could not have gained any other way. Do not despise the journey. Do not curse the wilderness. The wilderness is where I spoke to Moses. The wilderness is where I fed Elijah. The wilderness is where I prepared David to be king. And the wilderness is where I have prepared you for what is coming next. What is coming next is not just relief. It is purpose. It is a platform. When I lift you out of this debt, I am not just freeing you. I am positioning you. I am making you a testimony. I am making you a beacon for everyone else who is still in the dark, still in the debt, still wondering if I am real. Your story is about to become their hope. Your breakthrough is about to become their proof. And that is why the enemy fought you so hard. That is why every door seemed locked. The enemy knew what was in you. The enemy knew that if you ever got free, you would set others free too. And that is exactly what is going to happen. Tomorrow is the beginning. Tomorrow is the first day of the rest of your truly alive life. But tonight, you must forgive. You must forgive the people who did not help. You must forgive the systems that failed you. You must forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. You cannot carry bitterness into the morning. Bitterness is a poison that will kill the very miracle I am sending. You must release everyone, not for them, for you. You must clear the vessel so that I can fill it. Let it go, all of it, the anger, the regret, the shame. Lay it down at the edge of this day and do not pick it back up. Tomorrow, you will need empty hands to receive what I am bringing. Tomorrow, you will need an open heart to contain what I am pouring. Can you do that? Can you release it now? Can you breathe out the old and breathe in the new? Do it. Right now. Where you are. Close your eyes if they are open. Open them if they are closed. And let go. Let go of the weight. Let go of the fight. Let go of the need to understand everything. Just let go and let me be God. The silence is breaking. The dawn is coming. And you are not who you were. You have been asking me why it took so long, not just with your words, but with your sighs, not just in your prayers, but in the way you wake up in the morning, and the first thing that hits you is the weight, the same weight, the weight that never lifts. You have been asking me why I waited until the last minute, why I let the situation get so desperate, why I let the enemy get so close. And I have heard every question. I have felt every accusation in your heart. I have not been offended by them. I have been waiting for you to ask them directly, so I could answer. The reason it took so long is because the thing that is coming tomorrow is not just a payment. It is a sign. It is a marker. It is a boundary stone that you will look back on for the rest of your life and say, right there, right at that moment, that is when everything changed. And for it to be that, for it to be unmistakable, for it to be undeniable, it had to happen at a time when no other explanation was possible. If the money had come earlier, you would have explained it away. You would have credited your resume, your connections, your timing. You would have found 100 reasons to give yourself the glory. But now there is no explanation but me. Now there is no source but heaven. Now you are backed into a corner of testimony where the only thing you can say is God did it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but God did it. That is the place I have been bringing you to. That is the destination of this long, hard road. I have been driving you to a place where your faith has no other option but to become sight. I have been pushing you to the edge so that when I catch you, you know you were caught. You did not stumble into safety. You were snatched from the fire. And I know the fire has been hot. I know you have felt the flames licking at your heels. I know there have been nights when you did not think you would make it to morning. I know there have been moments when you envied people who seemed to have it easier. People who did not carry this weight. People whose lives looked smooth and simple from where you were standing. But you do not see their insides. You do not see the weights they carry that are invisible. You do not see the debts they owe that have nothing to do with money. Everyone is fighting something. Everyone is hiding something. Everyone is one bad day away from the same desperation you have been living in. The difference is, I am bringing you out. I am bringing you out publicly. I am bringing you out in a way that cannot be hidden. Your victory is going to be a banner. Your freedom is going to be a flag. And the people who watched you struggle, the people who whispered about you, the people who wrote you off, they are going to see it. Not because I want you to gloat, not because I want you to have revenge, but because they need to know that I am real. They need to know that there is a God who sees, a God who hears, a God who moves. And you are going to be the proof. That is a heavy assignment. That is a weight in itself. To be a testimony means to be visible. It means to be watched. It means to be held to a standard. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to be free and then be responsible with that freedom? Are you ready to have resources and then be generous with those resources? Are you ready to be trusted and then be trustworthy? Because tomorrow is not just about getting you out of debt. Tomorrow is about getting debt out of you. There is a difference. You can be out of debt and still have a debtor's mentality. You can have money in the bank and still live in fear of poverty. You can be provisioned and still be paranoid. I am not just changing your account balance. I am changing your heart rhythm. I am changing the way you see the world. I am changing the way you see me. You have seen me as a last resort. You have seen me as the emergency button you push when everything else fails. You have seen me as the God of the 11th hour, the God of the cliff's edge, the God of if nothing else works, try God. And I have been that for you. I have met you at every cliff. I have caught you at every edge. But that is not all I am. I am also the God of the sunrise, the God of the morning manna, the God of daily bread. I am the God who wants to walk with you in the garden in the cool of the day, not just the God who shows up when the storm is breaking the boat. Tomorrow, I am inviting you into a new kind of relationship with me, a relationship that is not based on crisis, a relationship that is based on communion. When the weight lifts tomorrow, do not run back to your old life. Do not run back to your old distractions. Do not run back to the things you used to fill the empty spaces that only I can fill. Stay close. Stay near. Let the miracle be a door, not a destination. Let the provision be a beginning, not an end. There is so much more I want to show you. There are depths of me you have not yet explored. There are dimensions of my nature you have not yet experienced. The debt has kept you focused on survival. It has kept your eyes on the ground, watching for traps, watching for pitfalls. But I want you to look up. I want you to see the sky. I want you to breathe air that is not thick with worry. I want you to live a life where your first thought in the morning is not, what do I owe, but what do I have to give? That is the life I have prepared for you. That is the future that is breaking through the clouds even as you sit here, even as you read these words. The old is passing away. The new is here. Can you feel it? Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere around you? Can you feel the chains loosening, the doors creaking, the walls beginning to crack? This is not your imagination. This is the sound of your freedom approaching. But I must warn you, the enemy does not give up easily. He has held you for a long time. He has convinced you that you belong to him, that your situation is hopeless, that there is no way out. He will not watch you walk away without a fight. In these last hours before the miracle, he will try to attack your mind. He will try to flood you with doubt. He will try to send memories of past failures, past disappointments, past promises that were broken. He will try to convince you that this is just another false hope, just another letdown waiting to happen. Do not listen to him. Do not entertain his whispers. When the doubt comes, when the fear rises, when the memories surface, recognize them for what they are. They are the death throes of a defeated enemy. He is fighting because he knows he has lost. He is loud because his time is short. He is desperate because tomorrow his hold on you is broken forever. Stand firm, stand still, stand in the knowledge that I have already won. The battle is over, the verdict is in, the debt is paid, not will be paid, is paid. In the realm where time does not exist, in the court where the final decisions are made, the judgment has already been rendered in your favor. All that is left is for it to manifest in the physical world. All that is left is for the paperwork to catch up to the reality. All that is left is for tomorrow to arrive. And it will. It is coming. It is closer than the air you are breathing. It is nearer than your next heartbeat. So rest. Rest in the finished work. Rest in the certainty of my character. Rest in the fact that I have never failed you, even when it looked like I had. I have never left you, even when it felt like I was gone. I have never stopped loving you, even when you stopped loving yourself. You are mine. You have always been mine, and I do not lose what is mine. Tomorrow, the world is going to see what I have always known. Tomorrow, the chains are going to shatter. Tomorrow, the debt is going to die. And you, my child, are going to live. There is a moment coming tonight that will determine how you receive tomorrow. It is a moment that most people miss. It is a moment that looks small but carries the weight of eternity. It is the moment between the promise and the manifestation, between the word and the thing, between the prophecy and the provision. It is the moment when you must decide if you believe me or if you only believe in the idea of me. You see, believing in the idea of me is easy. The idea of me is safe. The idea of me is distant. The idea of me allows you to say, God is good when things are comfortable, and God is sovereign when things are hard, without ever actually needing me to show up. But believing in me, the real me, the living me, the God who speaks and acts and intervenes, that requires something from you. That requires you to stand on a word that has not yet proven itself in the natural world. That requires you to call things that are not as though they were. That requires you to look at a mountain and call it a memory. And that is where you are right now. You are in the gap. You are in the space between the promise of tomorrow and the reality of tonight. And in this space, everything will be tested. Your patience will be tested. Your faith will be tested. Your love for me will be tested. Not because I am cruel, but because what is coming tomorrow is too big to be received by a small soul. Your soul must expand to contain it. And souls expand in the gap. Souls expand in the waiting. Souls expand when everything inside you wants to collapse, but you choose to stand anyway. I know what you are feeling right now. You are feeling the tension. You are feeling the excitement mixed with the terror of disappointment. You have been let down before. You have believed before and watched that belief shatter against the rocks of reality. You have hoped before and watched that hope bleed out on the floor of yet another broken promise. And a part of you is protecting itself right now. A part of you is holding back. A part of you is saying, I will believe it when I see it. I understand that. I made you with that self-protection. I put that instinct in you to keep you safe from harm. But there is a harm that is worse than disappointment, and that is the harm of missing your miracle because you were too afraid to believe. There is a loss that is greater than the loss of hope, and that is the loss of the thing that hope was reaching for. I am asking you to risk belief one more time. I am asking you to risk your heart one more time. Not because I am casual with your pain, but because I am the one who heals it. Not because I am indifferent to your history, but because I am the one who rewrites it. I am asking you to trust me with the part of you that has been broken by trust. I am asking you to give me the pieces that you have been holding together with your own hands. And I know that is hard. I know that feels impossible. I know that every fiber of your being wants to protect itself from another wound. But I am not asking you to be strong. I am asking you to be weak. I am asking you to be vulnerable. I am asking you to let down the walls that you built to keep out the pain, because those same walls are keeping out the miracle. Those same walls are keeping out the love. Those same walls are keeping out the very thing you have been praying for. The walls have to come down tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. Before the provision arrives. Before the check clears. Before the phone rings with the news. The walls have to come down now. In the dark. In the quiet. In the space where no one sees but me. Do you trust me enough to be weak in front of me? Do you trust me enough to tell me the truth about how scared you really are? Do you trust me enough to admit that you don't know if you can survive another disappointment and then place that fear in my hands? This is the moment of surrender. This is the moment of true prayer. Not the polished words you say in public, not the rehearsed phrases you offer at mealtimes, but the raw, naked, honest cry of a heart that has been through too much and doesn't know if it can go through more. That cry reaches me faster than any eloquence. That cry moves me more than any ritual. That cry opens the heavens in ways that religion never can. So cry if you need to cry. Scream if you need to scream. Pound the floor if you need to pound. But do not hide. Do not perform. Do not pretend to be stronger than you are. Come to me exactly as you are, wounded, weary, weary, and let me hold you. Let me wrap myself around the parts of you that feel shattered. Let me breathe life into the places that feel dead, because I can handle your honesty. I can handle your anger. I can handle your doubt. What I cannot handle is your distance. What I cannot bear is your silence. What breaks my heart is when you suffer alone, when I am right here, waiting, watching, wanting to be invited into the pain. Invite me in, right now, right where you are. Say my name, not formally, not religiously, just say it. Say, God, I don't know if I believe, but I want to. God, I don't know if I can hope, but I am trying. God, I don't know if tomorrow will come, but I am here tonight. That is enough. That is more than enough. That is the door I have been waiting for. That is the opening I need to flood your life with what I have prepared. And what I have prepared is not just money. It is peace. It is rest. It is the end of the war inside your head. It is the silence of the accuser's voice. It is the ability to sleep through the night without calculating, without worrying, without waking up in a cold sweat. It is the freedom to look at your future and smile instead of flinch. Tomorrow, when the miracle comes, you will feel lighter, not just in your wallet, but in your spirit. You will breathe differently. You will walk differently. You will see the world through different eyes. The cloud that has been following you, the shadow that has been hanging over you, the weight that has been pressing on you, it will lift. And in its place will come a joy that you have not felt since you were a child, a joy that has nothing to do with circumstances, a joy that comes from knowing that you are seen, that you are known, that you are loved by a God who moves heaven and earth for one of his own. That is who you are, one of my own, not a case number, not a lost cause, not a problem to be solved, a child to be cherished, a heart to be held, a life to be celebrated. I am celebrating you tonight, even in your doubt, even in your fear, even in your exhaustion. I am celebrating the fact that you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still fighting. You are still hoping, even if that hope is the size of a mustard seed. And that seed is about to become a tree. That seed is about to become shade for others. That seed is about to become a home for the birds of the air. Tonight, that seed is in the ground. Tonight, it is buried in the soil of your surrender. Tonight, it is dying, so that tomorrow it can live. Let it die. Let the old hope die. Let the old expectations die. Let the old ways of thinking die, because what rises tomorrow will not be the old thing revived. It will be something brand new, something you have never seen before, something that could only come from me. Are you ready? Are you truly ready to let the old go? Are you ready to open your hands and release everything you have been clutching? Are you ready to receive what I have been holding for you since before the foundation of the world? If you are, then tonight is your night of rest. Tonight is your night of peace. Tonight is the night before your resurrection. Sleep well, my child. Sleep in the knowledge that you are loved. Sleep in the certainty that you are held. Sleep in the peace that passes all understanding. Tomorrow is coming, and tomorrow is yours. The morning has come, not just the morning on the clock, not just the sunrise in the sky, but the morning of your soul. The night is over. The watching is over. The waiting is over. What you have been straining to see, what you have been stretching toward in the dark, what you have been whispering about in your most honest prayers, it is here. It is now. It is breathing in the room with you. Open your eyes, not just your physical eyes, but the eyes of your heart. Look around. Do you feel it? The shift in the atmosphere. The weight that has been pressing on your chest since before you can remember. Do you notice that it is lighter? The voice that has been accusing you, condemning you, reminding you of every failure and every fall, do you hear that it is quieter? The future that has looked like a wall, an impossibility, a dead end, do you see that there is now a door? This is the moment. This is the day. This is the turning point that you will tell your children about, that you will tell your grandchildren about, that you will speak of when you are old and gray and looking back on a life that I have redeemed. This is the day that the chains broke. This is the day that you stopped being a prisoner and started being a person. I know you do not see it all yet. I know your eyes are still adjusting to the light. I know your hands are still trembling from the long night. But the evidence is already moving toward you. The phone is about to ring. The letter is about to arrive. The conversation is about to happen. The words are about to be spoken that will change everything. And when they come, when the confirmation hits your ears and your eyes, I need you to remember this moment. I need you to remember that you knew it before you saw it. I need you to remember that you believed in the dark what you are about to see in the light. Because this is the definition of faith, and you have passed the test. You have endured the silence. You have survived the stripping. You have held on when holding on made no sense. And now you get to see what you have been holding on for. The financial miracle is here. It is arriving today. Not in the way you expected, perhaps. Not through the channel you were watching. But it is arriving. The provision is en route. The door is opening. The weight is lifting. And when it lifts, when you feel the full release of what has been crushing you, do not forget the pit from which you were dug. Do not forget the darkness through which I led you. Do not forget the lessons that the debt taught you, the humility, the dependence, the desperation that drove you into my arms. Those lessons are treasure. Those lessons are gold. Those lessons are the foundation upon which your new life will be built. You are not the same person who began this journey. That person was proud. That person was self-sufficient. That person thought they could handle it on their own. That person is gone, buried, dead. And in their place stands someone new, someone who knows their limits, someone who knows their source, someone who knows that every breath, every dollar, Every moment is a gift from a God who loves them. That someone is you. That is who you have become in the fire. That is who you are in this moment. And now, I am sending you out. Not out into the same life you lived before. Not back into the same patterns, the same fears, the same habits. I am sending you out into a new life. A life of freedom. A life of purpose. A life of testimony. I am sending you out to be a living proof that I am who I say I am. I am sending you out to show the world that there is a God who sees, a God who hears, a God who moves. The people around you need to see it. Your family needs to see it. Your friends need to see it. The strangers who cross your path need to see it. They need to see someone who was bound and is now free. They need to see someone who was drowning and is now walking on water. They need to see someone who is in debt and is now a conduit of provision. Your story is about to become their hope. Your miracle is about to become their map. So, do not hide it. Do not downplay it. Do not act like it was luck or coincidence or the economy finally turning in your favor. Tell them the truth. Tell them that I found you in the dark. Tell them that I spoke to you in the silence. Tell them that I moved when nothing else could move. Tell them that I am real. Tell them that I am alive. Tell them that I am still in the business of doing what cannot be done. And as you tell them, as you share what I have done for you, watch what I do through you. Watch how your testimony becomes a key that unlocks other prisons. Watch how your freedom becomes a door that other captives walk through. Watch how your miracle multiplies as you give it away. Because that is the economy of my kingdom. The more you give, the more you have. The more you share, the more you receive. The more you bless, the more you are blessed. You have been on the receiving end of that economy today. You have been the one blessed. But now you get to be the one blessing. Now you get to be my hands. Now you get to be my voice. Now you get to be my presence in a world that is still dark, still hurting, still waiting for their own tomorrow. Do not waste this. Do not squander this freedom on the same old things. Do not let the miracle end with you. Let it flow through you. Let it become a river that waters the dry ground around you. Let it become a light that shines into the shadows where others are still hiding. I am with you in this. I have always been with you. I was with you in the silence. I was with you in the struggle. I was with you in the darkness. And I am with you now in the light. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. Not when the money runs low again. Not when the next challenge comes. Not when the enemy tries to convince you that this was a one-time event. I will be there. I will always be there. Closer than your breath, truer than your fears, stronger than your strongest enemy. You are mine, and nothing can separate you from me. Not debt, not death, not disappointment, not disaster. You are mine, sealed, secured, saved, and today you are also free. So go and live, go and love, go and give, go and be the miracle that someone else is waiting for. Go and be the answer to a prayer you have not yet heard. And as you go, remember this moment. Remember this voice. Remember these words. Remember that I found you. Remember that I spoke to you. Remember that I moved for you. And let that memory be the anchor that holds you in every storm to come. The debt is paid. The miracle is here. The new life has begun. Go now, my child. Go and be free. If this message touched your heart, if you felt something shift inside you, if you believe that your debt is paid and your miracle is here, I want you to do something. I want you to type, "I receive it," in the comments below. Not for me, not for anyone else watching, for you, as a declaration, as a marker, as a statement of faith that you are stepping into. And then share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who is still in the dark. Someone who is still waiting for their tomorrow. Your share could be the door they walk through. Like this video if you believe that God is still speaking. Subscribe if you want to hear more. And know that you are seen, you are known, you are loved.